Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication.
Hey, welcome to Mercy TV, your source for news and information on medical cannabis as the issue unfolds here in Oregon, across America, and around the world. Greetings, my name is Perry, and here with Sunny, we'll be hosting this segment of Mercy TV. We've got a lot of things to talk about here on this episode. We're going to be going over all the usual issues of getting your card, finding medicine now, finding a grower or getting to grow yourself, best methods on medicating and changes and stuff. But we've got several bills in play and a bunch of raids that have happened here recently in response to those bills that are in play.
Well, and the raids are very important. You know, we've been doing the Mercy Center for a lot of years. We've done it and we've had a lot of support. The idea is these people that are trying to help people and get out there and do things, they're getting raided and robbed, and like Perry said earlier, they're getting followed and they're getting driven into a point where no wonder nobody wants to get involved and say anything about cannabis because they're fearful. That's,
well,
I mean,
it's killing the program. It's part of the campaign to get rid of the program. There's been this horrible focus here about really the past year, where they've been really raiding medical cannabis stuff, completely ignoring the black market, letting the cartels go, and then blaming all the result of that on the medical cannabis community, saying here's what happens with the medical cannabis. Another downright horrific consequence is in this prioritizing. I mean, recently had all these budget cuts, so they're not going out and answering calls about rape and assault and theft and all that stuff. And they're saying, oh, it's because of the budget cuts. Well, no, it's because they made these choices. They did these raids that involved a total of 18 agencies and some 70 agents, you know. At the same time, there was literally a 911 call where the guy said, sorry, I can't send anybody to help because of budgets. That's wrong, Sonny. That's just plain wrong. People are going to really suffer, and I hope hold these officials responsible for this, sad use of precious few resources here.
well, and this is the thing that we're talking about today, is those resources need to be put at a good point and not on these bad, sick people that are suffering. That, you know, this show is done because there's a lot of people out there that don't know that cannabis is an alternative medicine that they need to use, that they need to talk to their doctor, their nurse assistant, their physician assistant, their specialist, their anybody. Any doctor that is treating them, they need to talk. Are you having sleeping, pain, nausea, eating, cancer, glaucoma? I mean, the list just goes on and on. Is that where you're at? You need to try cannabis. Not smoking it. Don't think, oh, I got to smoke it, because that's what everybody says. That's the mentality, you guys. I am trying to show and tell everybody, like Perry sets up all these websites about all these conditions. Cannabis can be used topically. You can rub oil on. You can put tincture, which is a food-grade glycerin, under your tongue, or you can puff it, or you can vaporize it. Vaporizing's hot air. You breathe in hot air like a breathing treatment, and you get relief, and you can not have so much nausea, and you can have not so much pain. What is that worth? You know, these are the things, Perry, that people don't know about, that today when we do this show, we have to say, please talk to your doctor. If you have any questions, our office is open Monday through Friday, 12 to 6. Everybody there's a volunteer. Everybody's a patient. They're all card holders. They're all trying to help others, because you know what? It is quite a dramatic deal to go through this, because our lives are changing. We went from something that was totally illegal we get put in jail for to something now the state says, yeah, here, we're going to charge you some money to give you a card so you can do it. I mean, that's where we're at today. The state is charging us money to be able to grow medicine and use it for the quality of our life. There's something wrong with that, but that's where we're at today. And you know, how about all the people that are watching the show? You have so much power, because there's a lot of us that use cannabis that already know that for whatever reason couldn't pay the fees, or disagree with the fees, we have power in the numbers of people that do know that cannabis does work. But if they don't hear us, if they don't hear from us, of course, these are the things that make us open to know that, you know what, we have a good community. We have a responsible community. We have people in every part of society. And these are the things that I am so overjoyed to tell everybody, you know what, I just could go on with the list of people, and they're all you. They're all you. They're your brothers, your sisters, your neighbors, everybody you know at church. And no, not everybody at church smokes or anything, but I'm just saying what a relief. And the people you know that are so sick at church, how about being able to show them that some oil they could rub on would help save that arthritis that they've been telling you about for years, you know, and all the pills that they've taken over all these years and the side effects that they've lived. You guys, these are the things we're talking, a quality of life for people who are suffering and suffering so many different conditions. And that's where we're at.
But if folks want to be able to enjoy this cannabis as medicine, they need to do more than simply utilize it. They need to do more than get with the program. Sonny earlier talked about the fees, and that's been a big deterrent to folks, to some folks, in getting their card, as it was meant to be. Well, this legislative session, we have an opportunity to get those fees reduced, or at least set up the mechanism for it. But you've got to contact your legislator and get this to happen here. Also, Senate Bill 281, if we want to see PTSD added to the OMMP, and that's a pretty big deal. We need for you to contact your representative and tell them yes on Senate Bill 281. There's other bills in play this session, and you can try to get a generic okay for cannabis law reform. That'd be great, but you may have to break it down item by item. So to know more about the bills in play this session and what you can do about them, you should stop by the Mercy Center at 1745 Capitol Street Northeast, Monday through Friday from noon to 6, and pick up your copy of the Oregon Cannabis Connection or other of our fine literature, which tells you all about these legislative items, what they mean to you, but mostly what you can do about them, how you can take part and see to it these things happen. And this would be a good response to the raids that are happening here in Oregon this week, or this last week here in May, as we're filming this show here. We'll be going into the month of June, and be an opportunity to attend hearings for these people that were busted, or possibly have some here in the Salem area to deal with. In either case, we want to fill those courtrooms with supporters for these folks who are trying to supply quality of life for folks, and sometimes to save their lives. And in the process, use this issue as a litmus test to see to it that we've got good leadership in place when it comes time to decide on folks in 2014 and 2016.
Very important that our votes go towards people that are really for what is good. And the good thing is cannabis is good medicine. We're all learning this. We just didn't wake up and say, oh yeah, it's good. No, we woke up and they said it's all bad. Well, now we're really waking up and we're finding out it's really good. So we need to make sure the people that are in our offices all over the state, everywhere, representing us, are doing it for all the right reasons and doing it right. I've seen nothing but so much bad that should be one of the first things they go, hey, what is your cannabis stance? How do you feel? What have you done? These are the things we should be asking. Not, hey, what are you going to do to us, because how bad is it going to be?
Right.
Well, no, man, show us what you've done, how you're going to help, and those are the things. Get them on some of these shows and try and get them out to places where they really will be on the spot, because if they are going to be supportive, then they'll be able to say, yes, I'm supportive, and be held to it, or not.
If they're a leader, if they're someone who's really working for you, they'll give you a straight answer. They'll talk about the reasons and stuff. But if they're a politician, if they're serving some other interest, special or otherwise, then they'll give you this mealy-mouthed runaround. They won't give you a straight answer. And that's a sure indicator that they're not the person you want in that position. You want folks going to say what they mean and mean what they say. And you're only going to really get that with the medical cannabis, cannabis law reform issue. Folks can't cut, or they can try, but it's up to you to see through that, to demand a good right answer on that, and then act accordingly.
When you bring all that stuff up, bro, there's so many laws and rules changing today, and you need to know that there's dispensary bills out there.
Yep.
There is legalization bills out there. I mean, if
In
you
both
really
Oregon
want,
state and federal levels.
if you want to help, these are the things that we can do and engage and make things happen and be supportive and really do something, or we can all sit and wait for somebody else to do something and get nothing done. But the main thing is this: the people in the hospital, the people that are watching that their mothers and fathers and brothers and sisters are dying of cancer and all the worst things, the glaucomas and multiple sclerosis. You guys, is so terrible. But if you can use some oil and you can use some cookies and you can do some things to help their quality of life immensely, you would never believe what people will do and how it makes you feel. Well, because they don't know. They don't know that you're going to eat some cookies and turn their whole life upside down, because now, as sick as they are, as dying as they are, now they're getting some sleep.
Right. Well, it's also a matter, and this is where the Mercy Center comes in, of helping folks because of the qualifying conditions of the pain, nausea, and so it's like pain from injury or fibromyalgia. Fibromyalgia itself is not a qualifying condition. So if you are going to go to one of the specialists, if your doc won't sign, you're going to want to get that documented. Also, in the spasticity that occurs due to multiple sclerosis and other things of that nature, seizures due to epilepsy or a number of situations, head injuries, disease, a number of things that can cause that. And there's several types of seizures too. There's various levels and so forth. And that brings up an interesting point, for the sake of folks, out there that use cannabis medically, it works so well that they have a tendency to stop their medications and stuff. It's working so well on their cancer and stuff that they stop their anti-cancer medications. Same with seizures and some other situations. And that's actually not what they should do.
Bro, I'm glad you brought that up. We don't recommend that, you guys. We're not doctors. All we're saying is we're patients. We use cannabis. We know how it works. We know what it's done. We know what other people have came and told us. We're trying to share that information. So you as a patient, just hearing about this, go, wow, I really need to check into it, because it is very important. There are others. You can talk to others, men, women, young ones, old ones. I mean, you guys, it's all of this that is so important if you're the one that's sick. If you're the one that's suffering.
I think the important thing is talk to your doc. Don't exclude them from the conversation. Don't just stop your medication, stuff like that.
All along, that's what we said. All along, talk to your doctor. And the reason, if you don't feel you can, please come by. I mean, a lot of people, we've went to doctor's appointments with them because they don't know what to say to doctor. We can talk to doctor and tell doctor how you feel and how you're using cannabis, and that you want to try and get this, but you don't want to lose the doctor.
How you can use it safely and effectively.
Right. And that's a lot of things. A lot of doctors aren't sure on all the methods and everything. So if you can help educate the doctor is not a bad man. A lot of doctors are good people. A lot of them are human.
Right.
You guys are not perfect either. So these are the things that we're dealing with. And at the Mercy Center saying, hey, you know what? Are you a patient? Do you need to be a patient? Do you need to learn about these things? Please come by Monday through Friday, 12 to 6, because somebody's always there, and everybody's a patient, and everybody knows about these things. Or you can get a hold of us on the website.
At www.mercycenters.org. There you can find out all the information on getting your card, finding medicine now, finding a grower or getting to grow yourself, or best methods on medicating changes and more, how to be active, how to set up a nonprofit organization, how to set up a business, legal references, accounting, other things necessary for folks trying to be active or otherwise network folks. But be advised, there's no provision for exchanging for consideration here in Oregon. You can't sell. These places operating as dispensaries, and there are those that are outright selling and so forth. They stand a chance to get raided. It's sad none of those places were raided. All the places they went after in this latest round were all ones that did it on a donation basis, you know. They weren't buying and selling. I doubt that they actually were able to send in an informant to make a controlled purchase, a controlled buy, and that they're just going with the accusation. Hopefully they'll only let these people twist slowly in the wind for a couple of years and then just let the charges whittle away. Effectively, they will have shut them down and shut them up. And that's why you, Joe and Jane Citizen, whether or not you use cannabis or involved with it medically or otherwise now, need to be a part of taking your country back. Hold the people responsible for this accountable. Make this your litmus test to decide whether or not this is good governance. This is the same kind of thing as like the IRS nonsense, where they selectively enforced, you know, laws and did stuff like that. And again, you know, as we talked about earlier, there was a 911 call happening at the same time of these raids. These people are you know, suffering out there. Some cases getting attacked, even dying, because of this silly war. And it's only going to end when we make it end. As long as they have this option, as long as they can do, you know, make a choice. I can go after the pothead, which is fun and profitable, or I can go after the meth head, which is dangerous and there's not a lot of stuff for me to take from him, and all these other things. So you make the decision for them. As long as they have that option, as long as that's law is in place as it is, these things are going to keep happening. So contact your representative. Tell them yes on Senate Bill 281 and all the other pro-cannabis bills happening in Oregon State this year. And then also call your U.S. representative in Congress, and starting with the hemp bill, the federal hemp bill, see to it that they also hear from you, the people, that we want cannabis law reform, and we want it now. And we want that instead of these raids and this other nonsense that's happening here in Oregon and across America.
Well, and that's where they're having monies go and spend towards things that have nothing to do with what the real crimes are. The real crimes are going on, and everybody knows it. And it's not the medical cannabis patients, and it's not the patients that are trying to have a quality of life. Tonight, this show, we're talking about the quality of life and how people have such a hard time attaining it, because at one point you have quality life, then you lose it, and then you just wonder, man, is it always going to be like? And now, so you hear about cannabis and you feel like you can get it, and then all of this stuff happens. It's a nonstop turmoil of stuff. The main thing is this: we're citizens, we're adults, we have freedoms, we have rights, and this is how it works. So we need to do this. This is what we need to do as a part of being responsible, and let our people know it's working. If you don't tell nobody it's working, then how do they know it's working? Whose fault is that? I mean, come on now, really. If everybody just sat in their closet like you and didn't say that it worked, how is anybody supposed to know? But if everybody come out of the closet, and 100 people come out of the closet, there's 100 people going, wow, it really worked, and it worked for my foot, and it worked for my back, and it worked for my hands. And no, I got elbow and shoulder arthritis, and I can't move, and it works. All of these things is what I'm telling you guys, that you have the power within yourself to share with others and to allow them. If you haven't let nobody know, let somebody know. If you don't know, then ask somebody or come by the office and let's talk about it, because you have such a great opportunity to use cannabis as an alternative medicine. We have all of this information that says it's good for you. There are no side effects. You might get some sleep, you might get some eat. That is the side effects. oh yeah, nobody's eating and nobody's sleeping. So I'm not really sure how the side effects are going to go against what everybody's dealing with in their conditions. But today, the opportunity is this. You have found out and heard that cannabis will work. This ain't just a story. This ain't just a Saturday Night Live skit. And we're trying to make everybody go cannabis wild. No.
This ain't no scam.
Yeah,
It's no
it really
joke.
is true. And these are the things that we have as a great opportunity to say, you know what, look at this. Look at what we're doing and sharing with our people, sharing with our brothers and sisters and our neighbors and our family and friends and letting them know this works. Don't be scared of it. Don't keep it from the children. Don't keep it from everybody on earth because, oh no, it's going to be bad. You guys, they've did that all of our lives. However old you are, 50, 60, 70 years old, all of our lives, 50, 60, 70 years of it's bad. And now all of a sudden, one day we find out, wow, it is good. In fact, the really worst things on earth that we know of, conditions, you know what they're treating them with? Cannabis. Wow. Oh yeah, did you know we had a federal program years ago? The lady was on here. One of the federal patients that the federal government gives medicine to every month or every 3 months, whatever it is. And she gets it from them because how long ago did they know this stuff worked? You know?
Right.
What year was that program?
Well, I've got a news item for folks. They've started a program in Colombia to use cannabis to help with their cocaine addicts. So cannabis as a medicine for that aspect there. Of course, they've been using that in Europe for quite some time. So, you know, the rest of the world is light years ahead of us. Not only so, you know, yeah, as Sonny was talking, all these years we've been told cannabis kills, it's evil, it's dangerous. And the fact is, not only does it not kill, but it saves lives. It cures people of this horrible, definitely the stuff that they can overdose on and gets them on this stuff where there's no way they can overdose it on it. It's common sense and cost effective, cost saving as well. The most important thing is the people cost there is what they're considering. So we can only hope, no, don't hope, work for it. Go and reach that objective and grab it and take it to you and don't, you know, wait maybe and pray on it. Well, definitely pray, always pray. But you folks are the ones to make it happen, to make that a reality in here in Oregon, indeed across USA, by contacting your representatives and making sure, starting at that level, and also help out your local organizations too that are involved with getting folks registered and voting, and these representatives that do support it. See the other things that they're working on. Let's make sure that these folks are able to do their jobs and all. When it comes time for the police levies, for the budgets and stuff, you know, go and talk about these cannabis law reform issues. That's the time and place to bring it up. And I believe there's some budget town halls that are happening here to end up the session. You know, as they wrap up the legislative session here in Oregon, that's the end thing is, you know, make sure that budget's all balanced as much as they can. It's a good time to talk about these waste and expense of not just the Medi-Pot war, but the whole cannabis war on cannabis in general.
Well, and today we have this opportunity to say, you know what, cannabis is good. It's for everybody. It's just not for me, and it's just not for you, and it's just not for your wife, husband, father, mother, brother. You guys, it's for everybody. This is what is important. You can grow it, you can rub it on, you can eat it, or you can smoke it. Wow, there's nothing, nobody's involved. You can grow it, you can smoke it, eat it, or rub it on. And nobody's involved, just you and your plant, you and your plant. Right. And you can get benefit from it. And what kind of benefit? Everything, everything. Now, unless somebody comes in and tells us different, because right now everybody's told us nothing but good for years.
You don't have to get high. You don't have to suffer and worry about these things like death and so forth. And even if you mismanage your dosage, you're not going to die. No one's died from the cannabis. There's no overdose level to it, you know. And what other medicine can say that? Not even aspirin, not even caffeine can say that, you know. So it makes no sense. It's purely politically motivated that there's this war on it, that it's denied to folks, that these lies that marijuana has no medical value, that marijuana kills, are what rules our policy and not just our country, our state, but across our whole country. It's wrong, it's costing us, and we've got to change it, folks. So again, contact your representatives. We want to finish up this session with Senate Bill 281. We want to help out these folks that got raided. You want to get on down to the Mercy Center and help us to help you, to help everybody to a better place, you know.
Well, and that's how we do it. We do it because we're patients, and we're trying to help people that are going to be patients or that are patients that need help. Everybody's out there trying to, gosh, you guys, scam everybody. There is no scam. Everybody's a patient. Everybody needs some help. Come on down, get some help. Get your medicine and stuff worked out, and know that, you know what, everybody that's a patient that needs some help is going to get some help, and that happens every day, and it has for a lot of years. Are we worried about the raids? No, because what are we doing? Helping people. Helping people, I don't think they really coming in and raiding you, because if they coming in and raiding you, they know the whole town's going to come on you. Well, because all you've done is help people.
Yeah.
All you do is have TV shows to help people. All you do is let people come over and get everything they need to help.
Right.
That's what we're doing. So what do you need? How can we help you? Come on down. Come on by. You know, Perry,
Right on.
I really appreciate all you do. Thank you. Thank you for all the volunteers.
Right on. Yeah, thanks for our crew out there working hard. Thanks for our folks watching the show and giving us feedback on it, letting us know that you're watching, letting us know the things that we're doing and what else we can do to help you educate yourself, to do the best for yourself and everyone around you, to be having a positive effect on your state and indeed your country as well. And through that, or the whole world, really. Find out just how international we are. Visit our website, mercycenters.org, or come on down to the office and get yourself an Oregon Cannabis Connection or one of the Mercy newsletters that talks about it as well. Where's
Absolutely.
the office at?
1745 Capitol Street, right behind Graber Insurance. Come on down and see us Monday through Friday.
Also, Wednesday nights.
Wednesday night, 7 to 9 is our weekly meeting. Everybody gets together then on Wednesday night.
You got extra clones, you have some excess medicine, bring it on down. Network it to other folks that aren't so fortunate.
Well, and that's what we're there for, to help somebody else, you know.
Right.
Are you the one?
It could be. Grow tips and more. Don't delay. Act today. Note the time and place on your calendars there, and we'll see you next time.
Mercy TV.
Mercy TV, again, come back next show, bring somebody you know, bring somebody you don't know, something to write with, something to write on, because you're going to want to spread this information far and wide.
Share
Thanks
the
for
word.
helping out.
Thank you, bro.
I guess we'll see folks next time on Mercy TVs.
You want to say anything before I turn it off, Glenn?
Yes, good night.
Good night. God bless you all, every single one of you.